Who is at fault for my scooter accident in Denver, Colorado? Fault in legal terms means legal liability for wrongdoing that results in personal injury or economic loss to another person. Fault relates to tort liability. Tort responsibility means that someone is responsible for their improper behavior, other than under contract. Torts and civil court claims are related. In a scooter accident, an important question to recovering your damages is whether there is legal fault for causing the accident. If you suffered injuries in a scooter accident due to someone else's negligence, contact our scooter accident attorneys in Denver, Colorado for a free case review. What are the conditions for tort liability or fault? Tort liability or fault plays a crucial role in the legal system. The term tort derives from the French word for wrong, and it signifies a civil wrong rather than a criminal offense. While a tort often involves wrongdoing, it is not always the case. What constitutes a tort? A tort occurs when a defendant, also known as the tortfeasor, engages in an act or omission that causes harm to the plaintiff without a valid reason or excuse. To establish the presence of a tort, the following elements must be satisfied. Tortious act or omission. The defendant must have committed a wrongful act or omitted to act when required to do so. Legal harm to the victim. The victim must have suffered harm or injury as a direct result of the defendant's actions. Availability of remedies. In tort cases, the legal system provides remedies to compensate the injured party. Tortious act or omission. The core of tort liability lies in the defendant's tortious act or omission. This refers to any action taken or omitted by the defendant, which is deemed wrongful in the eyes of the law. Whether it's a negligent action, intentional wrongdoing, or a breach of duty, the defendant's conduct plays a pivotal role in determining tort liability. Legal harm to the victim. For a tort to exist, the plaintiff must have suffered legal harm as a direct consequence of the defendant's actions. The harm can manifest in various forms, including physical injuries, emotional distress, damage to property, or financial losses. It is essential to establish a causal connection between the defendant's conduct and the harm suffered by the plaintiff. Availability of remedies. Tort law aims to provide remedies for the injured party. These remedies are designed to compensate the victim and restore them to the position they would have been in had the tort not occurred. Common remedies include monetary damages, which aim to cover medical expenses, lost wages, pain, and suffering. What are the three main theories of tort fault? Three types of fault or tort liability are recognized under tort law: negligence, strict liability, and deliberate torts. The development of these theories followed a gradual and evolutionary path, mirroring human behavior and societal changes. Initially, intentional torts were formulated to address the most self-centered, impulsive, and sometimes even fatal disputes among individuals. As society progressed and stabilized, tort laws introduced stricter social obligations. Consequently, tort law evolved to establish a comprehensive standard of reasonable care that could effectively address a wide range of issues. The three theories in detail. Negligence. It arises when a person fails to exercise reasonable care, leading to harm or injury to another individual or their property. To establish negligence, the following elements must be proven. Duty of care. The defendant owed a duty of care to the plaintiff, implying an obligation to act in a manner that avoids causing harm. Breach of duty. The defendant breached their duty of care by failing to meet the standard of reasonable care. Causation. The defendant's breach of duty directly caused the plaintiff's harm or injury. Damages. The plaintiff suffered actual damages as a result of the defendant's actions. Strict liability. Strict liability is a theory that holds a person or entity liable for certain actions, regardless of fault or intent. Under strict liability, the focus shifts from the defendant's conduct to the inherent nature of the activity or product involved. Common examples of strict liability include cases involving defective products, hazardous materials, or inherently dangerous activities. Deliberate torts. Deliberate torts, also known as intentional torts, involve actions taken with the intent to cause harm or injury to another person. Unlike negligence and strict liability, which focus on the consequences of actions, deliberate torts center on the intention behind those actions. Some common deliberate torts include assault, battery, defamation, false imprisonment, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. What is the purpose of tort liability? As was already mentioned, the main goal of tort law is to make amends for those who lose money or property as a result of another's wrongdoing and, if at all possible, to prevent future wrongdoing. In a scooter accident claim, Your lawyers primarily focus on making our clients whole for their bodily injuries and associated damages. Determinations of fault allows our attorneys to pursue the negligent party for compensation. We cannot lawfully expect a person or entity to compensate a client for injuries when that party did not cause those injuries.